Before Dracula became a creature of legend, before fangs, coffins, and immortality, there was a man born into blood, betrayal, and war. His name was Vlad III. History remembers him as Vlad the Impaler. To some, he was a monster, to others, a necessary evil, and to his enemies, a living nightmare. But the real story of Vlad is far darker and far more human than the myth of Dracula. Tonight, we uncover the truth. Vlad was born in 1431 in a Europe where survival belonged. To the ruthless, the Balkans were a battlefield. Christian kingdoms stood fragile, divided, while the Ottoman Empire advanced relentlessly westward. Wallachia, Vlad's homeland, was trapped between giants. Hungary to the north, the Ottomans to the south. Its rulers rarely died peacefully. They were poisoned, assassinated, blinded, or betrayed by their own nobles. This was the world Vlad inherited. Vlad's father, Vlad II Dracula, was inducted into the Order of the Dragon, a military brotherhood sworn to defend Christianity against Islam. From this order came the name Dracula, meaning dragon, later misunderstood as devil. Young Vlad grew up surrounded by symbols of war, faith, and sacrifice. But his childhood did not last. Political survival demanded payment, and the payment was Vlad himself. As a boy, Vlad was handed over to the Ottoman court as a hostage. Not a guest, a guarantee. If his father rebelled, Vlad would die. In Ottoman lands, Vlad witnessed discipline enforced through terror. Executions were public. Punishments were slow and deliberate. Here, fear was not chaos. Fear was order. Some historians believe this is where Vlad learned that cruelty, when controlled, could become power. But captivity left scars. Vlad learned obedience, but he never learned loyalty. While Vlad survived captivity, his family was destroyed. His father was murdered by Wallachian nobles. His older brother, Mirza, was buried alive, after being tortured and blinded. The boy who returned home was no longer innocent. He returned to a land ruled by traitors, where oaths meant nothing, and power changed hands through murder. Vlad never forgot this, and he never forgave it. When Vlad finally seized the throne, he ruled not as a king, but as an executioner of chaos. The boyars, the noble class, had destabilized Wallachia for generations. Vlad saw them as parasites, so he eliminated them. Some were impaled, others forced into forced labor until death. The message was unmistakable. There would be no betrayal, only obedience. Vlad's laws were absolute. Theft was punished by death. Lies were punished by death. Corruption was punished by death. Legend says a golden cup stood by a public fountain, untouched, because no one dared steal it. Whether myth or truth, the message is clear. Fear worked. Wallachia became stable, at a horrifying cost. Vlad's preferred punishment was impalement. Slow, public, psychological. Thousands were executed this way. Bodies were arranged carefully, creating fields and forests of death. This was not madness, it was calculated warfare. When Ottoman forces marched into Wallachia, they encountered landscapes of horror. Veteran soldiers reportedly vomited. Some refused to advance. Vlad had turned fear into a weapon stronger than armies. Vlad openly defied Sultan Mehmed II, one of the most powerful rulers of the age. He raided Ottoman territory, executed officials, and sent their impaled bodies back as messages. This was psychological war. Vlad knew he could not defeat the Ottomans in open battle, so he attacked their minds instead. In Western Europe, stories spread rapidly. Pamphlets depicted Vlad as a sadistic demon, a ruler who delighted in suffering. These accounts were exaggerated, politically motivated, and often fictional. But they sold well, and they planted the seed of a bloodthirsty legend. Centuries later, that seed became Dracula. Vlad was not immortal. He did not drink blood. He did not fear holy symbols. Dracula is a metaphor. Vlad was a man who believed that terror was preferable to annihilation. In a brutal age, he chose to be more brutal than his enemies. Vlad's end was unceremonious. Betrayed once more, he was killed in battle. His head was sent to Constantinople, displayed as proof that the Impaler was dead. But legends do not die easily. His name survived, his reputation grew, and fiction transformed him into something eternal. Vlad the Impaler was not a hero, nor was he a myth. He was the product of his time, a ruler shaped by violence who ruled through fear. Because fear kept his land alive. Dracula is fantasy, Vlad is history, and history is often more terrifying than fiction. If these stories matter to you, like the video and subscribe. More is coming.